I don't
You're
care.
basing
It
you're
doesn't
basing
matter
that.
if it doesn't matter if it was a tweet, if he said it in person, if he said it on
I
live
mean,
TV, if he wrote a manifesto
that's
on
your
it. It
opinion.
doesn't
That's
matter.
your opinion and perception, and that's how you decide to take it. I mean, nobody can, tell you you're wrong if that's how you decide to take it.
That is wrong. That's constitutionally wrong. And what is going on? I have a special guest today. I have Brandon from That's the Point. What's up, bro?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. So I put out this, for anybody who doesn't know, I put out this status just like 2 hours ago, and I was like, hey, like if anybody wants to come on to talk about these two articles I came across, come and jump on. And Brandon reached out and was like, hey man, you want somebody to come on? I'll go ahead and come on there. And I was like, all right, bet, cool. And then I looked at his channel, I was like, yo, this is the guy that I was sharing his fucking video, his viral video a few months back where he was like owning some social justice warriors. Matter of fact, before we even get into anything, I want to play this video because you will know exactly who I am talking about.
Are you guys going skiing? You guys going skiing today? I can ask people questions, bro.
Not in there.
Don't put
Not
your
in there.
hand on me.
Not in there.
Don't put your hand
I'm
on
just
me.
saying, hey, what's
Don't
up?
put your hand on me. You put your hand on me again, it's gonna be a problem.
No, what's gonna be a problem is
No,
when you
that's
walk
gonna be
in
a
there. That's
problem.
gonna be a problem.
That ain't no problem. Ain't no problem. Why? There shouldn't be a problem. This is America. I should be able to talk and walk wherever I want, right? Isn't that what you guys stand for? For the freedom and no government and all that bullshit, right?
No, we're building a
Right?
wall.
Right?
We're building a wall. You don't understand.
But you don't weigh enough, little boy. You're underage, dude. You're underage. Hey, somebody get this child out of my face, please.
Motherfucker.
Hey, so anyways,
you got your.
hey, don't touch me. Hey, don't touch me. Don't touch me. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, fuck boy. Let's go. Let's go, pussy. Let's go. Let's go.
And it's sad that it even has to come to this. If people watch the video, you can totally see that Brandon said like multiple times. He was just like, yo, don't touch me. I'm telling you. It was like, do not touch me. And then even they even continue to do it. And he's like, look, I'm telling you. So he gave like 3 or 4 separate warnings. And then he was like, all right, fuck it. So bro, can you tell me what happened? Like how did that even happen in the first place, man? Like what was going on?
So what it was originally, it was a pro-Trump rally, also protesting against the SB9 bill, or protesting for it, I guess. Yeah, Alabama situation.
Okay.
Are
Are you talking about the abortion ban?
Right.
Okay.
So Antifa showed up across the street, and I was there covering the event, and so I went over there to ask them their side, their point of view, and what they were doing out there. I was trying to give everybody a platform, and that's what it's supposed to be. Is regardless of me and you disagreeing or not, at the end of the day, if I'm on the right or the left or whatever, we should be able to have a civil conversation and discuss our differences. And so I went over there, tried to ask them what the situation was, and basically,
Were you
I
able to interview anyone like civilly?
Yeah, I got one interview, but he wasn't Antifa. He was a Cal Exit dude who they run with each other anyway. So, but he was trying to like pull me away so I wouldn't go through. They were trying. So the thing was, I was trying to go down the public sidewalk that they were blocking off,
Yeah.
which they weren't allowed by law are not allowed to. So I'm a journalist trying to walk down this. They're trying to block me off, and then they're creating this wall, not allowing me to walk and ask people questions.
Right.
And they're starting to surround me. So as soon as I walked up there, I was just like trying to be cool as hell. If they watch the full unedited video on my YouTube channel, it shows the whole situation of me walking up there and all of that. And so, I mean, I tried to give them a platform, and I met immediately with just disrespect, name calling, and so.
Bro, what do you expect? I mean, these people have to cover their fucking faces, bro. Like they have to when you have to approach people that are already covering their faces, you know that they ain't gonna. You know what I'm saying?
Well, this is the thing. But no, this is the thing. I go up with respect and I go up with integrity, bro.
Yeah.
So, I just don't. Where I come from, I don't play that. I don't play that. You know what I'm saying? I don't play the radio, bro. I don't get down like that. If I come at you with respect, I don't care what you're doing. don't disrespect me as a man. That's law. That's law of the land for me as a man.
Right.
So if I don't come at you with disrespect or whatever, if we disagree or not, I'm not gonna come at you and call you names, and I'm gonna come at you hard like that. I don't do that.
Right.
And if somebody does that, listen. I'm not a soapbox ABC apple juice and graham crackers type of kid that was raised up with a silver spoon like that. Where I'm from, bro, disrespect gets checked immediately. So I let them know immediately. Don't do that. Don't disrespect, and especially don't put your hands on me.
So how far into, like, so you said you did interview one guy. So like how far into it until this happened?
Well, I believe my interview with him was probably like 10 minutes long. It was a good long interview. He was just rambling.
Snap. Okay, so everything was cool then.
At first, yeah.
Yeah.
And then once we finished, I went to walk back to get more interviews with other people that wanted, just in case I ran into somebody that wanted to do an interview.
Right.
If you don't want to do an interview, okay, we in a public area, you came over here, you blocking off a public sidewalk. I'm here to do my job to interview people, and you impeding me of doing that. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you know off TOP. That's not how I rock. I'm not these other conservative, like slightly offensive. All them, they lay down, they let people steal their stuff and take my
exactly.
I got maced. Oh, look at me, yeah, poor me. Nah, dude, I stand up for me. I'm a man. Right. I'm gonna handle my business, and I'm gonna do my thing. If I come with respect, bro, that's it. Don't disrespect. It's just that simple. And that's what I try to
do. You feel bad that because that one person who hit you with a stick, from what it looks like that was a chick, and then you hit that chick. Do you feel bad about that?
Are you assuming gender right now, sir?
I always assume gender, man. That's how I roll, bro.
There we go.
Do you feel?
I don't know.
Do you feel bad?
I don't give a shit. Listen, I got hit in the head with a stick while I'm being mobbed by a gang of dudes in masks, and you got a mask on and you hit me with a stick. I don't know if you're male or female. I wouldn't give a damn. Don't hit me in the back of the head with a stick. That's immediate reaction.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you.
I don't know what you expected to happen.
For me, I don't even care if they had a mask on or not a mask. If any man, woman, or child hits me in the head with a stick, that they just getting laid out, bro. That's just how it is, bro. So dude, that shit was so crazy. And
we got a saying where I'm from. It says, "What should be known doesn't need to be explained, bro." You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
That should just be known automatically. If somebody hit you in the head with a stick while you get
that's it. Off rip. And what's crazy too is that I've been saying this shit, bro, and it lined up perfectly. Like when this video went viral, like the weeks before that, I watched so many videos, especially I used to be before I found out that she's just a child. I used to watch a lot of Kate Bennett and just all these other reporters. You talk about slightly offensive and people like that. I used to watch all these videos, and I still do from time to time. But I was like, yo, like these people, these conservatives, right? They just allow people to assault them and spit on them and all this shit. And I understand a little bit, but not really. Like, I get it, like, especially because if you don't react, it makes you, I guess, seem to the public like you're taking some kind of high ground or whatever. But for me, I would have been fired my first day if I was ever a fucking journalist, bro. If I was ever a reporter.
I'll tell you like this. It's not in everybody's DNA, first and foremost. Second of all, you got to remember there was only 3% of the population that stood up to save America. So you got to understand there's warriors and then there's not. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Do you think of playing the victim card? Both sides, right and left.
Sure. Do you think that other conservatives or just journalists in general, whether you're right or left, do you think that these other journalists should be more sticking up for themselves the way that you do?
It's kind of hard to say because, listen, I believe everybody has the right to self-defense, and I don't feel like anybody should be bullied. And I feel like the bully should be checked. You know what I'm saying? And, is that the right way to do things? I don't know, but I don't go by, I go by what I feel is the safe thing to do and what is by law. So if I have a law that states that I can defend myself when attacked physically, I'm going to go ahead and do so. So I support anybody's right to self-defense. I encourage self-defense. What I don't encourage, though, see, the difference is I don't go out with the intention. There's the big difference. I don't go out with the intention to try to fight people. If I had a bad intention like that, I would understand and accept what I was getting. I wouldn't, it is what it is. However, I don't go out there with the negative intention. I don't go out there with the disrespect. I go out there with integrity, and I go out there with serious questions that people should be asking. I don't sugarcoat. So when I get out there and I break it down, they choose not to take it like that. That's not on me. However, my intention is to do the right thing. So therefore, I know that I'm doing the right thing, and I never put my hands on somebody first, especially out of anger.
You don't put your hands on somebody first. I was watching a few of your videos, but I definitely will say that you seem to be the first person that initiates the intent of a fight, whether you are physically going to fight, whether you are physically putting your hands on them first. From what I saw, and I agree with most of the things that you did. I was looking at your videos and trying to find more things to challenge you on, other than being a Trump supporter in general. But like most of the times when I was looking at, I was like, you look like you were in the right, but you gotta be honest. You gotta be honest and say that you know that there are times like I saw you. Matter of fact, I got another clip. I'm gonna put you on the spot right now, Brandon. I'm gonna play another clip.
Am I facing?
What you mean?
Well, you're asking me a
bro?
question.
Or what, bro? Don't threaten me, bro.
I'm not.
Right, come
Don't
on.
threaten me, bro.
What's wrong, dude?
Don't threaten me. Hey, don't put your hands. Bro, don't put your hands on me, bro.
Stop. Back up. Why? What are you doing?
What you mean, whatever? Don't put your hands on me. You just called me a Nazi? Is that what you're saying?
I'm calling you a troll.
You advertise.
I'm calling you a buster. You're a buster.
Okay, good. You're a troll. Get out of my face, dog.
Hey, don't fuck
you. What you do, bro?
Fuck
You
out of here,
bust a
man.
group.
You ain't gonna do shit, bro. What's up? What you
out my
want to do?
face, dog.
Yeah, you talk all that gangster shit, bro.
Whatever, man. I didn't
Talk that.
Watching that video again, never mind. I thought I disagreed, but now I watched it again. I was like, yo, I agree now. I thought I disagreed in the beginning, but I definitely agree. So
I
yeah,
just
man.
don't take disrespect, bro. And if a bitch want to get crazy, I'm gonna check them, bro. That's it.
Right.
They better be about what they talking about, because I'm living like that. And the difference is I don't come at them like that, but I'm on it, and I'll take it all the way there.
Right.
I just rather not, so I choose not to. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I definitely see that. I guess my thing is, man, is that
I'm just a different breed, bro.
if somebody curses at me or says, get the fuck out of here or whatever. So if somebody disrespects me in a way or says get the fuck out of here or whatever, that to me doesn't warrant like a physical altercation. Especially because I never wanted to get to a physical altercation, especially just because at any given time, I will never see you live in California, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I would never live in California, bro. I would never live in a state that takes away my constitutionally protected right to bear arms wherever I see fit. So I'm always packing. So I never want to get into that situation because I don't want it to lead to something fatal. You know what I mean? So just cursing at me, man, that's not enough for me to do it. Now, somebody puts their hands on me, you saw a black dude like get in there and try to, even by him just doing that little no, just don't touch me, man. You know what I mean? Like that's it. Like we're all good as long as you do not put your hands on me, man.
Well, I mean, that's the bottom line. And like I said, they could say what they want to say, and I can say what I want to say. As long as no hands are being touched,
right?
It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, you may not be that type of cut. I am. That's how I get down. That's how I talk. And also, you gotta understand where I'm from, bro. Is you got to show up or show out. So I'm ready to back mines at all times. So I don't say something that I don't mean.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't take kindly to people saying get the F out of here. It's okay, or what? I mean, now I want to call you on your bluff. You acting like a G. I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna pull your whole card.
I don't know if that's acting like a G, bro. I don't know if that's acting just saying get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying?
The way he called me a troll and then grabbed my mic prior to all that.
Oh, yeah, he did grab your mic and shit.
If you showed it in context, you would see what it led all the way up until that point. So
okay, all right.
Yeah.
So what is your channel about now, man? It's not all about just fighting social justice warriors, right?
Well, it's never been about that. If you watch all the videos, I have maybe 4 or 5 that are altercations. Everything else is talking to people, getting their opinions, making sure that both sides of the field are heard, whether I agree or not. And then at when I feel like they are finished giving up their point or whatever, then I come at them and try to explain and, if you will, red pill them with facts and truth on the situation at hand, on whatever topic we're talking about.
Right.
But the thing is getting people that platform, because the mainstream media likes to silence the people. they'll only show you highlights of what they want to show you according to their agenda and what's put out in the morning meeting that they have, like in CNN that you see they have a morning meeting. Hey, this is our narrative. This is what we're going to be doing. And
Facts.
so I try to go against that. I try to give these people, the ones who matter, the ones that are working 9 to 5, the ones that are nurses and doctors, the ones that are walking in the street for lunch, you know, hey, how do you feel about this, man? I want to give you a platform. And a lot of people have a lot to say. So
Right.
I try to give them that opportunity. And that's the point.
So the opportunity for what? Like, what are you promoting? Like, what's the ideology? What are you trying to advocate for?
Well, obviously I'm a conservative. I'm pro-life. I'm a Republican conservative. Some may call me a libertarian because I'm all about freedom, bro. It's about freedom. That's protected under the Constitution. The Constitution is our God-given rights. You know what I'm saying? The first 10, the Bill of Rights, are our God-given rights. So, you know, I'm obviously pro Constitution. I'm a constitutionalist, and
If you're a constitutionalist, because I'm a constitutionalist, so I'm a constitutionalist. So tell me why. I'm going to challenge you a little bit here. So tell me why, being a constitutionalist, like you say, right? Why do you have a MAGA hat on right now? So why do you support Trump? Why do you believe that he is a constitutionalist?
Yes, I believe he's been the best president up until this fact due to what he said he was going to do and what he's been doing.
Like what?
As far as bringing the economy up, lowest unemployment rate for all across the board. I'm not going to single out blacks, Hispanics, and all. I'm not going to do all that because it's all across the board. America in itself is better. The GDP up, stocks up, you know, and
deficits up too.
Putting that's going to happen up until a point. You know what I mean? However, your taxes were lower. You made more money in your pocket if you have a small business or you're running, you know, a company. You know what I mean? And that's a fact.
That wasn't a fact for me, man. That was not a fact for me. And I'm definitely part of the upper middle class.
80 to 90% of the people got paid less on their taxes, and that's just statistics. You can look it up. Border patrol, border security, making sure that, you know, that's getting touched, even though it's being fought tooth and nail through the House. He put that through, and it's starting to get done. You know what I mean? Like, he's just been a man of his word.
Okay.
And the way he doesn't sugarcoat things and just gives it to you raw. So, and the fact that the left is so hard against him just shows that it's, you know what I mean? It just shows that it's in the right direction. We're on the right side of history.
Yeah, I'm gonna disagree. So I was a Trump supporter up until a few months ago, and a lot of things of what you said were fairly accurate, especially when it comes to things like the unemployment rate. And it is, you could say it, like it's the lowest black unemployment rate that there has ever been. Right, so that's
positive. Also for Hispanics. It's also for Asians.
Sure, minorities,
women in the workplace.
Minorities in general.
Unemployment.
Sure, minorities in general. So that's positive, right? You know, wanting.
Hold on, let's stop for a second. I want to stop you there because you say that's positive. Like that's nothing. Like let's just brush over that fact. Let's just brush over the fact that more people are working in America now than ever that have the ability to start their own companies, that have their ability to pay their bills and have money in their pockets for their family. You know, let's not brush just over that and say, yeah, that's a good thing.
It is a good thing, but it's not what's most important. It's not what's most important.
You don't think that people work and being
I didn't say it's not important. I said it's not the most important. The most important.
It's not.
No, I said it's not the most important. I said it is important, but it's not the most important. Right? The most important is, if you are a constitutionalist, is making sure that government is limited to the Constitution. You believe that, right?
And he's limited the most government and put more regulations than any other president in history. So that's not a fact?
Let me tell you what's a fact.
Is that
Trump,
a fact? Let
me tell you what's a fact.
Trump is against
First Amendment, Second Amendment, and Fourth Amendment. Against three that I know off the top of my head. Right? What do you believe? All right, let me ask you this.
Explain to me how he's against the first.
How he's against the first? Okay.
Because you're lumping a whole lot of things into one, and you're just trying to highlight things. You have.
Oh no, I'll break it down for you. I'll break it down for you.
We're gonna have to.
Okay.
So.
Okay, let me say. So before I break this,
violation of the
First Amendment. Before I break this down, let me preface this. If I can show you that he is against these amendments, would that change in any way the way that you think?
What do you mean?
Would it alter
If you're gonna
your
show me
perception of
undeniable
Trump?
truth,
Yes.
undeniable truth that he's violating our First Amendment rights, that he's going in direct opposition of our Constitution.
Sure. Okay.
That's what you're gonna show me?
I'm gonna explain that to you. Yes. Okay. So First Amendment. Let's go based off. Okay. So it's your freedom of speech.
Now let's make sure that we're going off of facts here. That's something that you can
Sure.
show with statistics.
Bro,
not
if you'll let
emotions.
me talk, I can explain it to
No,
you.
no, I just want, but you want a prefix. I need a prefix also the situation.
Yeah.
If we're gonna be bringing it to that nature of that
Yeah.
stature,
Yeah.
got to make sure that it's facts and not just like opinion.
Of course, right? So First Amendment. Trump is against. This was a few months back, and Candace Owens backed him up, and a couple other people. Trump wanted there to be a constitutional amendment. This isn't even just like talking. It's like, oh, well, I'm against this. Trump wanted there to be a constitutional amendment stating that American flag burning would be made illegal. That completely against the First Amendment. Do you agree or disagree?
Do I agree with not burning the American flag?
No.
That it should-
No.
against-
Do you agree or
should be a
disagree
law?
that that would go against your First Amendment?
What?
Burning
What-
me
what?
me burning. I'll make it even
You
more
burning
specific.
the American
Me
flag,
burning
yeah.
me burning an American flag, is that protected under the First Amendment? My own American flag on my own property, is that against the First Amendment?
I believe so.
Me burning a flag, or you saying that I can't do it?
You burning the flag
How does
is not a charge.
it's not a charge. Trump wants
Right.
to make it so. He wants to make
The
it.
gay- Did you hear the guy just got arrested for 16 years for burning a gay flag? Do you agree
Yeah.
with that?
Well, that's actually one of the ones that we're going to talk about in a second. But anyway, fuck it. You brought it up, so we could talk about it. But I
But
wanted
do
to
you
go
think
through the
that-
first, second, and fourth, but that's okay. But
Okay,
no,
no. I'm saying, do you agree with that?
do I agree with what?
With the guy burning the gay flag and him getting 16 years?
Okay, so no, but I have to make a caveat here. So it depends on the state itself as to what they're going to do. Now, I don't agree with the hate crime part. So I think what he did was, and I have the article right here actually.
Come on, man.
I have the article right here. So it says a man who was arrested this summer for stealing and then lighting a church's LGBT rainbow pride flag on fire has been sentenced to 16 years in prison. Adolfo Martinez, 30, blah, 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 was found guilty last month after having committed a hate crime, arson, plus reckless use of explosives or fire. So it doesn't say he didn't commit this on his own property, right? It said that he stole the flag, which had been hanging at the church, then used lighter fluid, burned it early, blah, 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 outside of a strip club called Dangerous Curves Gentlemen's Club, right? So the first two things, is theft, right? So he stole property, okay? Then he committed arson on not his property at all. It was right outside of Gentlemen's Club.
What did he go to prison for though? For burning the
He went to prison
the
for all
flag?
three. He went to prison for all
Right.
three, right? Now,
So which held the most prominent sentence?
it's
The hate
not
crime, right?
it's not clear because when I search, I try.
It's pretty clear. Have you ever been locked up?
It's not clear.
Have you ever been locked up?
I have.
Have you been to prison?
Have I been to prison? No, I have not been to prison.
All right. So when you get locked up with major charges and felonies, not misdemeanors and stuff like that, they have a primary charge and then they have the subset charges. They have the secondary charges, right?
Mm-hmm.
Primary would be of the hate crime, which if
But
him
what you're
at
saying, what you're
that.
saying isn't what you're saying is just anecdotal. It's based on what you think
that's
it
not
is.
anecdotal. No,
It
no, you
is.
said you got
It's based
16
on
years.
what you think. That doesn't mean that that's what it is. So we want to deal with facts, right? So we don't see. It's okay
That's
to
not what I
say.
think. That's what a fact is. That's what a fact is. The fact is that if you get arrested, there is a primary charge and secondary charges.
How much?
Right?
How many years would he
Minus the
does he
theft,
get for
you
the
think
other things?
He would have got 16 years for a theft.
I don't know what he would have got 16 years for. I don't think you would get 16 years for a hate crime, because hate crimes, first of all, they don't exist, right? So, so here's my thing. So whatever it was, and here's how I'm going to break it down for you. Whatever it was, whatever the first two was, that he committed a theft and he committed arson, right? So whatever those two charges would have been, should have been stuck to whatever sentence that he should have gotten for that. The hate crime itself, he should never have been charged in addition to his other 2 charges because hate crimes just don't exist.
Agreed.
We agree, right?
Now, yeah, no, I agree with that 100%. But I
Okay.
also don't think that he would have gotten 16 years for a petty theft.
Sure, and
For a flag.
and you could say that as your opinion that you don't think that he would have got that. I could say that
Well,
too. That I don't think, but we don't know.
Let's do fact checking. How much is that American flag? It's nowhere over $200. So first of all, that theft would have been a misdemeanor petty theft charge, correct?
Yeah,
That's based
depending on that state, but yeah, sure, absolutely.
But that state where he got charged with, you said he got charged with all 3. So
Right.
all 3 of them weren't felonies.
All 3 of them would not have been all felony. I don't think that the theft wouldn't have been a felony, right?
Theft would not have been a felony because it was just a flag.
Right. Well, it depends on
unless they charge him with trespassing at the same time.
Right.
Which would have been
in here.
but
Yeah, but in here it didn't say that he was charged with trespassing because the church is open to anybody.
Right, but they also have times where you could be trespassing on a church.
Yeah, but he wasn't charged for it, is my point.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. So, fair to say, if he didn't get charged with the hate crime, let's take off of that. The
arson's pretty big, right?
I'm not sure if but there's levels of arson.
Of course.
Like, he didn't burn a house down. He didn't set a car on fire.
He did not.
He just took a flag outside and burned it. Like you see so many leftist protesters burning the
Agreed.
American flag.
Agreed.
Police protecting them in Beverly Hills that I have footage of.
I'm not disputing that.
You see what I'm saying? So it's okay to burn the flag, but he wouldn't have, if it was an American flag, I guarantee none of this would have happened.
Probably. I mean, you can make a case for that, but the whole point of what I'm saying is that I think you said that you agree, is that he should have just been charged for the first 2 charges. The hate crime doesn't exist, so that shouldn't have added any additional weight, correct?
Well, yes, but the whole burning the flag part, now, if we're going to make it legal all the way or not.
I think it's just burning someone's property. It doesn't even need to be a flag. You could say he was burning a shirt or whatever. It was just arson, right?
Well, no, the point was it was a gay flag.
Oh, you want to go onto that part? Yeah.
But that's the point of it, though. That was
no. My point. We were skipping past that for a second. I was saying that because we agreed on that part. I was saying that the only thing that he should have been charged for is just burning whatever. I don't know what arson laws are.
The only thing that he should have been charged for that's what I'm saying. We're breaking down that second part. See, the theft, yes, for sure. We both agree 100%.
That would have been like a misdemeanor theft, right?
Well, that would have been, he would have been in jail for like a day or 2, bonded out, a week, and would have probation or something like that. That would have been, depending on also the record too, if he had an extensive record, a background or whatever,
right.
But that would have been nothing. The arson charge, he probably would have faced probation, if anything. Though. All
right, let's just make a hypothetical, since we don't know exactly what it is in that state for how much someone would be charged. You gonna look it up? What does it say? I can't see it on the screen. What does it say?
Class B felonies are punishable by confinement. Yeah. Arson in the second degree is a Class C felony. Felony Class C's are punishable by confinement for no more than 10 years and a minimum of a fine $1,000, but not more than 10,000. Arson in the third degree is an aggravated misdemeanor.
Right. Okay.
So that would have been
okay. Let's say it's 10 years. Let's say it's 10 years. So that means that these additional. Of course, I understand what we're saying, but let's say it's 10 years, right? So 10 years is the maximum that he could get. Okay, so that means that the addition, and we agree that, again, I'm not a fucking police officer or a lawyer, and I don't know every law in that state, but let's just say that the misdemeanor theft, that less than a year. Okay, let's say a day, a month, a week, whatever, but let's just say it's less than a year. Okay, so maximum, he should have been in prison for the worst arson ever, would have been 10 years, as long as nobody else was, like, murdered, right? Would be like 10 years. Right?
Maxed out.
10 years. Okay, so then we would agree that roughly it would be an additional 6 years just by using this reasoning. It may not be exact, but he got an additional 6 years because it was a quote-unquote hate crime, right? In this hypothetical.
You can max it out like that.
Right. I mean, so we're saying that he got an additional however many years because it was a hate crime, right?
Right.
Okay, and what I'm saying, and you agree on, is that shit should never have been, right?
Right.
So we agree. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we agree. Okay, cool. So, all right, so you asked me about Trump, so I'm going to break this down. So so you agree that burning a flag, whether it be an LGBT flag or an American flag or a commie flag or whatever it is, that is protected under your First Amendment, correct?
Unfortunately.
Trump is against that. So Trump is against First Amendment. So I'll go ahead. So that's
Well, I
number.
don't know because
That's number one. He tweeted it. He tweeted it. He said he.
All
What
right,
do
yeah,
you-
but tweeting and putting it into pass is two totally different things.
Of course it is. I didn't
Right.
say I didn't
So, I
say
mean-
that he legislated against it. I
And
said that he
hold on, so
advocated for it.
All right, now let's do this. Up until this point of his 3 years in office,
Yeah.
what has he done to go against the
Well,
Constitution?
hold on. We're not done yet because I said first, second, and fourth, right?
Right, but that's your opinion on it. He hasn't.
That's
done
not an
anything
opinion.
about
That's a
it.
fact. He is a
Okay,
what
but
I
he didn't do
said.
anything about it. He didn't
What
do
I
anything.
said because it got
It's
shot
being
down.
strike by
Because it
legal.
got shot down. What I said
It's
was
a
is that
violation.
Trump is against because so let's
Where did
not
he get shot down at?
what
Where did he get shot down at?
he was. I forgot who the guy. It's Googleable. I don't have it right here on me, but
Wait, did it go through Congress? Was it a bill?
it did not go through. No, it did not go through
Was
there
it
at
a
all.
bill that he put through?
No, it was not a bill that he put through.
So then what are you talking about?
He advocated
tweet?
he advocated that
A
he
tweet.
wants a constitutional amendment saying that American flag burning should be illegal. That's all. That's
Okay,
all.
but you know what? I agree with that though.
Then you're not a constitutionalist, brother.
Yes, I am.
What
I just agree with that. I could have that opinion. That doesn't mean that I'm gonna make changes for it to happen. But do I not have the right to feel like that?
No. That's not what we're arguing. Of course you have
Well,
the
we
right
are.
to
We are
you have the
arguing
right
that
to
because
you
you're
have the
saying
right
that
to
he
feel
tweeted
anyway.
it, but you're saying that he tweeted it.
He did.
He didn't change anything. He didn't pass
did
a bill
not.
to do it. He did not actively advocate to openly do that, did he?
No,
Or
he
he
did
just state his
advocate for
opinion
that.
on it?
That's what advocate means. He advocated for
But
that.
stating his opinion on it.
Stating an opinion to be legislated.
But did any legislation get put
No.
forth?
No.
Okay, so then I'm not following how he broke the Constitution.
I never said he broke the Constitution. Don't put words in my mouth. I never said that. What I
Well,
said was
you're
is that
against
he
it because
advocated
you said
against it.
not for the
That's what I said.
Constitution.
Actually,
But
if
up
you
until
roll
this
this,
point,
if
he
you
has
roll
not
this
broken
tape
it.
back,
He has not broken
real
the
quick, hold on.
Constitution up to this
If
point,
you
right?
if you roll the tape back, what I said and what we were talking about, right?
Uh-huh.
You acknowledge I said that look, Trump is against the First, the Second, and the Fourth Amendment, and then you asked me how is he? I just told you how he is. I never said that he passed legislation for it. I said that
Asked
he
you.
was against it. It's what I
Uh-huh.
said. So I'm sticking to everything that I said.
So-
So based on what I just said, hold
This
on,
was
we're not
against
talking
it
about.
based off
I
of
didn't
what
say
you
he passed legislation. I didn't say he signed a bill into law. Right? What I said was
But
that he's
based off
against
of
it.
a tweet, off of a tweet.
I don't
you're
care. It
basing
doesn't.
that-
It doesn't
basing
matter if
that-
it doesn't matter if it was a tweet, if he said it in person, if he said it on live
mean-
TV, if he wrote a manifesto
That's
on
your
it. It doesn't
opinion.
matter.
That's your opinion and perception, and that's how you decide to take it. I mean, nobody can, tell you you're wrong if that's how you decide to take it.
That is wrong. That's constitutionally wrong. But we want me to go to
That's
this.
that's his right to feel like that, though. He didn't. Up until this point, he has not broken anything. of the
It's his right.
Constitution.
It's his right to feel any way he wants. He's the president of the United States. He cannot talk about going against the Constitution in any manner. That's
Really?
it. That's it.
So he can't say that. Oh, he thinks that flag burning should be illegal. Burning the American flag.
No.
He can't say that. He's not allowed to?
Physically he
Who
can
makes
say that.
rule, though? Who makes
Physically,
that rule? You?
physically he can say that,
Who makes that
right?
rule?
But he is against the people.
Who makes
That-
that rule?
Who makes what rule?
Who makes that rule? Who makes that law? What you're saying?
The founding fathers.
That's not true.
That
Because then
is-
none of them said that.
It is. Okay, but hold on.
None
So
of them said
all right, so we're stuck on the first one. Let's go to the second one. Let's go to the second one. All right, just for time, let's go to the second one. So, in my opinion, and you tell me if you agree. In my opinion, the right to bear arms is the most important right that we have. Do you agree or
course.
disagree?
Of course.
You do agree, all right? Because we should be able to
Cannot be
agree.
touched.
Cannot be.
Flag laws, yes. That's the only thing. And I'll switch on him the minute he puts anything up. See, listen, you gotta understand he plays 4D chess with these people too.
There's no such
Right.
thing as chess with the Constitution, man. There's no such thing.
See, you just looking at it like that, but you gotta look at with the Dems, with what the opposition that he's facing in the House.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? He
Mhm.
can say whatever he wants, but at the end of the day, all of his policies, what have they done? Benefited the country and have not gone against the Constitution.
Actually, they have. He just signed into law the Patriot Act again. He re-upped the Patriot Act. That immediately goes against him. I was going to get to my fourth one, is that he's against illegal search and seizure. So the Patriot Act has been sought after that it is completely against your Fourth Amendment rights, and it is. And he just signed that back into law.
So you're saying
That's legislated.
What was already in office?
No. So it had been through office before. It died. He re-implemented it again.
Okay. Now show me where.
Show you what?
Show me where. Send me some links so I can go over that, so I can look more into it, because I don't have enough knowledge on that topic.
Sure, of course. Sure, of course.
Match you on that.
No problem.
I have to look that up.
Absolutely. See, and that's fine. See, because we're doing this interview, I don't have this link for this to show you. I could send it to you after. I can even post it after I edit this video, and I can post it after here. But hold on. But when we're debating, when anyone is debating, right, you have to have some level of trust.
But you could say something. You could say what I know.
Hold on. What I'm saying, I understand. What I'm saying is that we have to have some level of trust. Now, what you can say, right, because you don't have to believe what I'm saying, but what you can say is, let's hypothetically, you can say hypothetically if I'm wrong and hypothetically if I'm right. So hypothetically, if I am right that he re-signed the Patriot Act and put it back in there, would you be against that?
I would have to look more into it.
Of course, but hypothetically, if I'm right.
I don't speak hypothetically, though. I speak factually.
Well, these are facts. These are facts.
Okay, so that's why I have to look at it myself, and then I would be able to give you a better answer.
Okay.
I'm not going to give you a hypothetical, because listen, if the world was made of rainbows and golden shoes, we wouldn't be here talking. You know what I mean? That's hypothetically speaking.
Okay, so that was against the Fourth Amendment. That's signed into law. He also has supported his, and this was back in his 2016 the presidential debates, that he is for red flag laws. Are you familiar with red flag laws?
Yeah, I already discussed that. I'm totally against.
I'm sorry, not red flag laws. I'm sorry, that's not what I meant. It was stop and frisk. I'm sorry. It was
frisk law.
Yeah, it was big in New York.
Did they reverse it?
What? They did reverse that, right? They reversed that in I think it was in New York. But Trump was in support, advocated for stop and frisk laws, right? Which goes against the constitutional right again. No, this was 3 years ago.
Before he was running for office?
No, while he was running for office.
While he was in office?
Not while he was in office, while he was running for office.
Okay.
So that's another thing that he's against, right? So we can go now to the Second Amendment.
Donald Trump was more Democrat, liberal.
He is more Democrat and liberal now.
To begin with.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Agreed. He is not, exactly. I would never say that he's a conservative, because he's not. Right.
Well, listen, he chose the Republican Party to run on that ticket, and he has to appease the Republican voters. Listen, I'm not here for what he used to advocate in the process. Look, I don't care what he advocated for. I care about what laws he's passing at the moment.
But hold on, you asked me, and I'm telling you.
No, you asked me, and you said you wanted to go, and I said we need to go through them each and every one, right? Because you're lumping them all together. You can't just. I
didn't even get to the right to bear arms, because you know that you like you said know about red flag laws. You know about the bump stock ban. You know about those things.
President in history or in the world or anybody in the world that I will back. I don't care who you are, unless you're Jesus Christ. Just that breaks the Second Amendment. For red flag laws,
yeah.
Listen, I'll rip this hat. I'll take this hat off, and he's not getting my vote. Guaranteed.
Now see, I like what you're saying. Now you speaking my language. Now you're saying something that we can agree on.
That's a fact. Listen, I'm not a diehard. Listen, I support Trump because everything that he's done up until this point has really benefited the country, and he's gotten such a bad rap and such opposition, and everything that he's accomplished within the period of time that he's been with so much fighting. I don't think any other president could have done that. And our country has been better up until this point. So that's why I support him up until this point. But don't get it twisted. Like I say, I tell this on everybody. Trump will get it too. As if once he goes against the red flag law, I told him immediately I would not vote. I would expose all of it, because I am a constitutionalist.
Okay.
And
so if Trump passed that, you'd be like, nah, I'm not voting for you.
No, hell no, I wouldn't. Of course not.
Good. But what about bump stocks? He passed that.
Bump stocks are accessories, though. He didn't ban firearms. I know, I agree. But if you want to get into the technical part, it is an armament, and I agree. But technically, it's an accessory to the firearm. However, I think that was just a runaround for all those gun control freaks, just to shut them up. Not really infringing, but it is infringing
Mhm.
because we should be able to have tanks, rocket launchers. We should have more than the army and the military because the Second Amendment is not for the deers that are going to turn against us. It's for the military and the government that's going to turn against us.
Right.
And that's what it is. So we should have better or just as good as the same weapons as the military.
Motherfucker, we should have better. We should have. We
that's what
we
I'm
need
saying.
to out. We need to outgun them.
That's what I said. We should have better or this at least the same as good as weapons as them. That includes tanks. I want an F-18. I want, you know what I'm saying?
Like, I want a fucking nuke, bro. I want a fucking nuke. I want to be able to launch that shit.
Yeah, but see that
if the government comes for me, bro. First of all, the government has them. The government has them. If the government has it, I'm okay. Now I want to be clear. I want to be clear here. I do not believe in nukes themselves. I don't like nuclear war. I don't like any of that type of shit. However, because
nuclear energy is fantastic though.
Huh?
Nuclear energy is the best though.
What, nuclear energy?
Yeah, to utilize actual nuclear.
Oh shit, is it? Is it? I didn't know that.
It is. It's probably the cleanest.
Damn, dude. We just fucking dropped bombs, so we got the cleanest energy ever.
It's true though.
That's fucked up, man. That's messed up.
But solar causes a bit amount of problems, but it's good too. Wind is good, but that causes a lot of problems with the wildlife and birds and that affects. You know what I mean? That's a big thing.
Dude, did you know that I was just recently? So you ever go down like the rabbit hole of YouTube, bro, and then you start watching like other people debate? You start watching other people. Okay, so I was watching I don't even know how I got on this, bro. But I was watching oh no, what was that chick's name? She's kind of hot. She's like Kate Bennett, but she's not Kate Bennett. She's older. Millennial Millie. You ever see her?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like her.
She's awesome.
She is pretty cool. But so she rolled up to this vegan these people who were protesting whatever, and they're vegans, right? So she rolled up to like this vegan crowd, and some one dude, I don't think she even knew who he was because he's big on YouTube. His name is Earthling Egg. So anyway, he's bigger than she is. So he was like, I'm not the leader of the group, but I'll talk to you about veganism if you want to go ahead and talk about it. Dude, he fucking wrecked her. He wrecked her so bad on veganism. And he wrecked her so bad that it made me go to YouTube and search like veganism. And I wanted to see him debate more. Bro, he overcame every objection that I had and even every objection that I didn't even think of. And so it made me really start thinking, bro. I was like, damn, man, should I be a vegan or should I not? So now I'm all fucked up in the head, man. I'm all messed up and I'm all turned inside out. And I don't know what's right and what's wrong and all this stuff. And I don't want to give up my bacon and all that other stuff, bro. But yeah, man, some people can fucking debate, man. Some people just know their shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the thing is with debating is that you have to know your ground. You have to know what you're standing for and what you stand on and not waver in your beliefs.
Right.
That's the only thing that, when you get into a debate with somebody and you learn something new, or they supposedly school you, it's not I take it as an honor because when I get schooled, if you will, schooling means I'm learning. What do you do when you go to school? You learn something. You
mean like I just schooled you on Trump? You mean like that?
I mean, that's your opinion, but
I'm just fucking with you.
No, I'm saying that's your opinion. That's all good. But like I said, I know what I stand for and where I stand in my beliefs. So as much as people want to say whatever, if I don't know something, I learn it, I go and research it, and that's just another notch in my belt that I have to take a step on, and then I understand, why didn't I know this? Why wasn't I looking at this? And then
do you know that people like persecute against that too? Like there have been a lot of I'm in between. I call myself the terrible conservative because it's really hard to like classify me or label me or whatever, right? I'm just a constitutionalist because I started off with like Libertarian Party and things like that. I don't promote that party anymore. Definitely not the party or the platform. But a lot of them, especially libertarians, they go against if you happen to alter your beliefs in any way. Now, here's the thing. I am always everything that I've done until now, just me personally, I want to know if you're the same. Everything that I've done until now, has led me. I was like, I know that I'm a constitutionalist. I believe that the Constitution is one of the greatest written works. That and the Declaration, you got to pair them together. That they are two of the greatest works ever written in mankind, ever politically in any nation, any country, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, I am not
Greatest
saying
document in the world.
I am not saying that
as
it's
far as
right, and I am not saying it's perfect. I am not saying it's perfect, but it is fucking close. It is really fucking close. It is really, really great. So I believe that we should be limited, or government should be limited to a constitutional government. So when I started off and was talking about libertarianism, and then I was like, oh man, like even when I used to be like pro-choice, and then I became pro-life after I was like, nah, this shit's fucking murder, man. Like this shit is totally fucking murder, right? And became pro-life, and then went from believing in the non-aggression principle, which libertarians believe in, to where I was like, I mean, it has its holes too. I think that the Constitution is just better, right? A lot of libertarians, not all, but a lot of them want to replace the Constitution. They believe just like, fuck the Constitution. That they should just live by the non-aggression principle. And then me changing my views was that I'm sketchy in my beliefs and things like that. And I'm like, bro, like, it's just all about the Constitution to me, man. You know what I mean? Like, that's not being sketchy. That's almost like what you were saying. Like, I challenge myself by debating people like you, like vegans or Democrats, liberals, Republicans, libertarians. I'm trying to constantly learn more to make sure that I am saying that I'm consistent in my beliefs and that I'm right. Because if you could convince me, hypothetically, if you could convince me right now that Hillary was the best president or would be the best president, and you can lay out the reasons why. Now, of course, I'm not going to agree with you there. Like, nobody wins a debate there, right? It's about who could change, the other person's mind the most, right? So if you could really change my mind because you have solid facts and proof and data and all of this to show that Hillary would be a better president, I'll listen to you, right? And I may even agree with in some aspects, but that's not being sketchy on your beliefs. I just want to say that to everybody else who thinks that if you change your current beliefs in any way, that you're just wishy-washy or you're not for what you believe in. You know what I mean?
And perfect example of what you're saying is when I actually interviewed the guy at the Antifa thing before that.
Yeah.
He asked me if I was for universal health care. I said, in a perfect world, absolutely. Do I think that everybody should be taken care of and helped out and not have to worry about that type of thing? Of course, in a perfect world, yes. However, in reality and logically thinking about it and how our system is set up and the way things are, people have to work for what they want, and that's okay, and I'm okay with that. And I support that because in the Bible, see, the difference is where I stand for, and a lot of things that I come on, people say, "Oh, you shouldn't mix belief with politics and this and that." That's not true. You can't. You wouldn't have the Constitution without
the
God.
Founding Fathers were you know what I mean? Like,
you wouldn't have had the Constitution without God. We don't have our right. Where do we get our rights from? From God. That's why they can't touch it. They didn't give us those rights. God gave us those rights. So that's why they're untouchable. Like I said, with the flag burning situation, I'm even go to that. Like I said, do I feel like that should be illegal? Part of me, absolutely. But do I know that it shouldn't be? Absolutely. Do I know people have the right to burn and think however they want to think?
Right.
I agree 100%, whether I agree with that or not. But like I said, when people start to take action on their beliefs and put it into mode, then it's like, okay, hold on. Now we're crossing the boundary. You can say what you want to say, but now you're starting to infringe on people's rights, and that goes for everybody.
Right.
And so, like I said, that that's not being wishy-washy. That's just being right. That's just being like doing the right thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? And standing up for the right thing, whether that goes against how I feel or not.
Do you believe that convicted felons should still have their right to bear arms and all of their constitutionally protected rights?
Yes.
My man, do you know how many? And you're a Republican, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how many Republicans I debate time and time again because they swear that they are for the Second Amendment? They're like, no, man, the right to bear arms. But, people that were convicted of murder and stuff like that, they shouldn't have the right to bear arms. They shouldn't have the right to vote. They shouldn't have the right to whatever.
Well, 9 times out of 10 people convicted of any type of murder that was like forcefully taking somebody's life away that are evil people.
Right.
9 times out of 10, those people are locked up for life already.
Sure.
People usually who get out of prison are for non-lesser crimes. people who made mistakes in their lives when they were younger, things of that nature. I
Yeah,
think that
or
to take
anybody
your
who
time-
just who can afford fucking the best fucking lawyers that are out there and get themselves out of it.
Well, no, there's a difference because being convicted and getting yourself out of it is two different things. You
Well,
know, me,
when I say get out of it, I mean like a less harsh sentence.
yeah, like a lesser sentence. But that's
Yeah.
why I also said like convicted felons, as opposed to somebody who had a felony, got dropped to a misdemeanor, and did
Mhm.
like 6 months in the county time. You'll be able to get your gun. You know what I
Right.
mean? But somebody who does a year or better, which is 366 or better,
Right.
that's prison sentence, or at least in Florida it was.
Mhm.
Uh, you know, I feel like once you do your time, especially with
That's
like
it, bro.
non-violent,
Once you do your time, your debt is paid,
that is,
right?
your debt is should be paid, and
That's
that's it.
it. Done.
And,
Now,
and so,
here's what I will say. I will say that our criminal justice system is a joke. Our criminal justice system is a joke, right? And our criminal justice system does not really focus on actual rehabilitation, right? They focus on punishment and things like that. And that's not to say that people shouldn't be punished, but we need to focus more on actual rehabilitation, right? So
Sure.
because people will make the argument and they'll say, well, no, they shouldn't have their right to bear arms. They shouldn't have whatever right because, well, the justice system doesn't focus on rehabilitation. Sure, but that's separate. That's a completely separate issue, right? That person went to court, right? We agreed as a society that this is their debt that they're going to pay. They're going to pay 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, whatever it is, right? Once their debt has been paid, that's it. Right? The Constitution does not state that your rights are only, or that rights that you're God given, and I don't believe in this part because I'm not religious, but they do, so it's fine. But like that, your God given rights are not or aren't just for law abiding citizens, for citizens who abide man's law, right? It's for everyone. Every person. If you are out of prison, then all of your rights need to be reinstated. Now that said, I would be okay with like, like you said, like probation or if you're on parole or whatever, just to make sure with whatever year 2 or whatever that is to make sure that there's no recidivism and you're not going back in. But after that, shit's over. Like, give me my right to vote. Give me my right to bear arms. Every single thing. Do you agree?
absolutely.
My man.
California is the first state that I'm able to vote in because of the felons can vote here. So I'm a convicted felon,
So
as
what
you
is
know.
it? What do they what do they have?
So in California, if you can vote if you're not on like if you have a felony in your background and your
Yeah.
records, um, like Florida, you can't vote.
Right.
California, you can. So
So that's
thank God
good.
I'm in. Well, yeah. It's just I'm a Republican, so in Cali, my vote doesn't really count.
Exactly, bro. That shit is so blue over there, man. It is so blue.
But I mean, it's more red than you think. There's a lot of voter fraud that goes on in California.
Is there really?
That's why it's been like, oh yeah, that's why it's been like that, dude. We got so much problems with illegals out here. It's insane.
Didn't California make one of the sanctuary places or whatever? And Trump, and this was actually hilarious, and I like when Trump did this.
I hate it. I know what you're gonna say.
Bro,
I
he
hate it
said
when
they were
said it
saying
'cause
something
that
about
pissed me off.
sanctuary cities, and then Trump was just like, "Well, fuck it. If you want sanctuary cities, I'll give it to you."
I'll send them to you. You say, oh, you guys want them? You want them by the 50s, the hundreds, the thousands, the trolls? I'll send them into you every day. You say, we got them.
And then they hated it. They hated him for it.
Oh, and they were like, oh, no, we don't want them here. Oh, but you're a sanctuary city, right? They're so ignorant. They just want the money, and that's what people don't see. They're so all about themselves and their money and their party and trying to take over. The thing is right now, it's either right or left. And what's so sad about how the polarization took place so hard is that the left is really trying to destroy the American values. The right is really trying to hold on to them at this point. And it's like the Republicans are waking up, though. You know what I mean? But the thing is, the people need to wake up, too. And it is on you to replace these Democrats who are in the House. We need to vote because if we don't vote, we don't have a right to complain. A lot of these people complain on my channel when I go on my thing and they say, oh, this and that, but all of them don't vote. A lot of them don't vote. You know what I mean?
Bro, especially libertarian. So I get into this debate all the time, and it fucking pisses me off, bro. Like, I try not to get triggered, but this is one thing that triggers me, bro. When people bitch and complain about laws and all this shit, and then they'll say, well, I don't vote because voting doesn't matter. What? You want to bitch and complain? You want to bitch and complain, but won't vote to make a change at all? Like, it makes no sense. It makes zero, right? Yeah. So I completely agree, man. Like, if you notice, a few years ago, I didn't even get into politics until like the last 3-ish years. Actually, right then when Trump
Because
was
of Trump, right?
Yeah, and it was just because, I mean, especially being a minority, bro, I was just like not knowing anything about politics, and then hearing other people saying that this motherfucker's racist. I'm like, yeah, that
Were you doing
motherfucker's
your
racist.
channel?
What?
Were you doing the channel before that, or did
No,
you
no,
start
no,
your
no, no,
channel
no.
because
It
of
was
Trump?
after. No, no, no. I didn't start it because of him. I got into politics because of him. But yeah. So and I was like, yeah, fuck it. And then when I started researching, I was like, okay, well, I need to know what I'm talking about. So I start researching like Democrats and Republicans and Libertarians. And when I was looking at it, just all there in front of me, you're like, well, wait a minute. Like Democrats are the fucking worst. like they're just liars, bro. Like they're just liars. And they used to be, and this was already bad enough. Have you seen like Democrats used to be the party of gun control, but now they are the party of just gun confiscation, bro. They just want to take them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
insane.
Well, this is the thing, man. That you got to understand what I just said before. The left is dedicated to destroying our country from within. That's why they push for illegals to come over the border and open borders so they
Because
can get their
they
votes.
want
So
the
they can have a.
votes.
They want their lifelong reign of democracy. We're not a democracy. We're a republic. We're a democratic republic. We're a constitutional democratic republic is what we are. People don't understand or remember. They say, "Oh, we're a democracy." No,
No.
that would mean that California, Florida, New York, and Texas would decide the presidency every year.
Absolutely.
And that's what a democracy is. That's what we're looking at with a democracy. Thank God we have an electoral college in a republic, and we're not that, because then what would happen. But that's the whole thing, is that they are trying to just openly, hey, look to us, depend on us, depend on us. We're going to take your guns. We're going to make you safe. If we take your guns from you, we're going to make you safe. You can depend on us. The left is about dependency and making people slaves and zombies unto the left. The right is trying to do your own thing, become independent. Do not be dependent. Do your own thing. You know what I'm saying? Do I agree with taxes? Do I agree with taxes? Absolutely not.
But bro, they contradict themselves left and right too, because they'll say
the right and left does 100%.
Yeah, they do. But especially the left, like I was just talking about this the other day. I was like, okay, so Democrats are the only party to say some shit like, man, there's so much police injustice and brutality, and the government is not for us. Like police are not for us. And then in the same sentence, they'll say, well, yeah, and the police and the government are the only ones that should have those weapons. It's like, wait a minute, hold on. So if the police is against us, right? Like you just said, if the the Democrats, like you just said, if the police is against you, if police brutality is real, which I believe that it is real in some cases, and I believe that's definitely there's definitely police injustice. But if police injustice is real, and that is the government, and those are the people that are holding those weapons, then how does it make sense for you also to be the party of gun control? You are going to need the gun. Do you want those people, the people that are oppressing you, to be the only ones with the weapons? Like, how does that make sense?
This is the thing. This is how stupid they are. This is how blindly full of hypocrisy they are, and how much of a double standard they live in. They're like, hey, the police and the government are bad, but give the government all your guns and your weapons and you'll be safe. That's
zero
like
sense.
saying, hey, look, there's a murderer outside. You might as well unlock your door and let him in. You'll be all right.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense.
It
doesn't make any sense. And I don't see how some people are blindly just like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna listen to that, and I'm gonna turn in my AR-15. Now, what happens when Pedro from Guadalupe comes up in your house? You know what I'm saying? And now he's holding a 38 Magnum to your skull, and you ain't got nothing to defend yourself. Pimping them. That's what?
That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna
turn in their weapons.
No, Brandon, that's not going to happen, because everyone will turn in their weapons, man. Even criminals, they're going to turn in their weapons, man.
It's a small world after all. It's a small. That's what it's going to be doing. You're going to be sitting in a boat going around the damn Disney World ride of Small World, and everybody's going to be singing Kumbaya after. Come on, man. Reality check, man. They know what time it is, and that's the problem. Is the left is trying to destroy us from within. They're openly doing it, and people are just falling for it. You know what I mean? But even in the end times, like, see me, listen, I wouldn't be where I am and who I am if it wasn't for God for me. If it wasn't for Christ who saved me, bro, I would still be involved in gangs and the street life. I'd be dead already. I was shot 4 times, and God delivered me from all of that. And for me, I understand that for me, it's a deeper level. It's a deeper than just political right and left. It's good and evil. It's who wants freedom and who doesn't. You know what I mean? Who wants to be controlled and who wants to run their own thing. That's what separates the wheat from the ashes, brother. You know?
Yeah, man. I totally agree, man. I feel you on that for sure. But yeah, people need to vote, man. People definitely need to vote, whether you think that, even if whatever you think is right. Now, Democrats definitely aren't right, and I have my problems with Republicans. I don't think that they're right a lot of the time either, or libertarians. I don't like anybody, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I hate everybody equally. So I really just hate everybody equally, man. But you gotta exercise that right, man, and stop bitching. People, stop bitching about things not changing if you are not willing to make it to the fucking voting booth to vote that in. Not even on a federal scale. Even in just your local laws and your local issues that you're having. People won't even do that, bro. They won't even do that.
Town hall meetings are empty nowadays. People just don't care, and they're just allowing them to do what they want to do. And the thing is, they're blindly trusting these people they voted into office, and the people that they voted into office are secretly just raping these people, and they have no idea.
Well, you know why? It's because liberals own mainstream media. I don't know how they snatched that shit up so damn quick, but I swear that like 5-7 years ago, maybe I wasn't paying attention, but I swear that it wasn't as bad as it is now. Somehow they own everything.
Soros. Simple.
Yup.
Simple.
Yup.
It's a simple answer.
That was it. That was it, right?
He bought out most of that, and along with another couple other family names, bought out the media, and that's why I think even Fox is bought. I think they have to be the only voice of opposition right now, because if you look at it, it is completely one-sided in the media, 100%. There's no positive Trump, and so that's why I think fresh channels, new channels like mine and other conservatives are really starting to gain traction, because people are looking for real deal news.
Damn, fuck my channel, huh?
No, yours included. No, so I'm saying
it's cool, bro. I'm just messing with
you. No, yours included. Listen, No's channel is a small channel, brother. Subscriber counts doesn't make the channel. It's the content of the channel that makes it.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? And the person that runs it. So don't ever, no channel is small. That's why I decided to jump on. I saw you needed somebody. I was like, hey, I ain't doing nothing for this little bit of time. I'll come on and hang out for a little bit.
That's what's up, man. I appreciate you, man.
You got to show love, man, and I get it. If you need people, you're trying to run a show, and I'm looking for somebody, and nobody wants to come on. I understand. I've been in that position.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying. So like, if I have the ability to help somebody out, I'm down.
Dude, I appreciate it, bro. Yeah, man, it was great. It was great having you on. Hey, man, any future projects that you got going on, man?
Yeah, so I'm setting up per my last live stream. Somebody threw out the idea of me putting together a Million Patriot March, like the Million Man March.
Yeah,
that was in
the Farrakhan John.
Yeah, so I want to put together in DC October 16th, which is would be exactly it was in 95. October 16th, 1995.
No, 35 years? No, 25 years. 25 years.
95. 25 years, right? I was right?
Yeah, 25 years.
Something like that. Yeah. So like exactly, it'd be 25-year anniversary of the Million Man March, but we're gonna do a Million Patriot March to support Trump and stand up against the faux impeachment in front of Congress in D.C. And we're gonna let Congress know that the American people are not gonna stand up for their nonsense. So I want to be setting that up. D.C. somewhere to be announced. October 16th or the 17th. Those are the two dates. It's going to be one or the other. October 16th is historically accurate, but October 17th is a Saturday, so I may want to give Friday a day for everybody to get in and then do it on Saturday. So, but that I have that coming up. Hopefully OBC, which is Operation Border Command with American Joe Show and Doug Ducote. They're going to be doing that border tour, so hopefully they get to do it. Hopefully I get to, they needed me as a correspondent going down to the border to report live down there in January also. Also, I just remembered, I think that January 18th is a pro-life in Virginia, and January 20th is the pro-Second Amendment in Virginia rally, major rally. The militias are getting together, that whole thing that's going down in Virginia.
Oh, shit, really?
Oh, man, yeah. So January 18th.
That's going to be big, bro.
That's going to be huge. That's going to be huge.
Are you going?
Well, I'm planning on it. Yeah, I gotta knock a couple live streams and get some super chats in.
You
know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I need that plane ticket money, bro. I'm trying to get down there, bro.
Hey, but let me tell you something. Your political job, just like my political job, kicked off because of who's Trump, right? All right. So we gotta give the commander-in-chief a salute because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be sitting here right now. And that's just keeping it real. Well, if it wasn't for me, if it wasn't for God, first and foremost, I got to put him first. And then the whole situation that he allowed to go on, and here I am with you. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, I feel you, bro. I feel you. So, hey, man, so that was Brandon from That's the Point. You can check Brandon out on YouTube. You can check him out on Instagram, Facebook. He is everywhere, man. He's definitely out there doing his thing. He is probably one of the more realist journalists. He takes no shit from people that assault him out there, and he likes to he's spreading the word, man, of what he believes is right. So definitely check him out. Brandon, thank you for being on my show, man. I definitely respect it, whether or not we agree on everything. I definitely respect you as a man, as a journalist, as somebody who believes in spreading what they believe to be true, and even just being open-minded enough, man, to even have those debates, man. So thank you for coming on the show, brother.
Hey, man, it was an honor to be here. I appreciate you having me on, and I hope everybody enjoys their day. And make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. That's the point.
Absolutely. All right, man.
All right, brother.